Welcome to Churrochatt, everybody. Today we have a daily special because it is May 13th and it is Mother's Day. So this is a video made for our mothers saying Happy Mother's Day and we love you.
When both of your moms request a Churrochatt video for Mother's Day, you have to do it.
The subscribers have spoken, so yeah. So we're going to share some memories about our mothers and the stuff from our childhood and adolescence and everything. And then we'll end with a great joke, like most always. We forget sometimes. So, Kate, you start us off. What is a memory you had of your mom? A good memory. Let's start off with a good one.
Well, I have a lot of memories with my mom, mostly because I spent like all of my life with my mom growing up. But I was just telling Ben about our Disneyland trips that we would go on, that mom had so meticulously planned and prepared that she had the list, and we had to run around Disneyland following the list of all the things that we had to do. So it was like, get a fast pass, or wait in line for this ride, or go to this spot. So we were running around Disneyland like crazy people the whole day trying to follow this really intense list.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure we rode every single ride at Disneyland in like one day. And I mean, it's really impressive because when we went to Disneyland, we like rode half of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we only rode half of it, and we were there for two
But
days,
yeah,
so we just
like two
kind of
days.
hit our favorites and whatnot after I got the main exposure, and that was my first time at Disneyland. So,
Yeah. So my mom, I mean, she takes family vacations seriously.
thank you, Becky, for showing Caitlin Disneyland so that I could get the best of Disneyland while we were there. Um, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, something that I remember from my mom. I love my mom. She's the best. And despite all of the wooden spoon spankings and whatnot, I still think my mom is the best mom in the whole world. And I remember when I was a kid, I used to always have to ask permission to use the bathroom. No, I didn't have to. It was not a requirement, but I felt in my inner being that that was the right thing to do. And I never felt comfortable going to use the bathroom unless I got my mother's permission. So my poor mom, every single day, I would go up to her as a 3-year-old little boy and he'd be like, Mom, can I use the bathroom? And she'd be like, Yes, you can use the bathroom. You don't have to ask. And she probably told me that about 50 times before it finally sunk into my brain. And I remember the one time that it finally did. I just kind of sat there and I was like, I don't have to ask? Like, really? And so I just kind of like went and used the bathroom and I was like kind of like my world had just opened to the new possibilities while I sat on the toilet. It was kind of interesting. But so that's my shout out to my mom, my first shout out, anyways. Thank you, Mom, for being patient with me for my dumb requests. Do you have anything else you want to share?
Well, we are talking about how he got spanked with a wooden spoon. And I was also spanked by my mother with various objects. I remember one time I was spanked with a metal fork. Not hard, but I was hit with it.
Ouch.
Um, One time I was hit with a wet spaghetti noodle. Obviously, I did not learn my lesson because I don't remember what I was getting punished for either one of those times, but my mom, she was never, I don't know. That was the kind of discipline she provided. It was kind of like slap on the wrist, like, darn you, don't do it
Spaghetti
again.
noodle. It's so
But it was
threatening.
it was enough, it was enough to.
I'm gonna count to three, and then I'm getting the spaghetti noodle.
I don't know. I think she was cooking and she just like pulled
That makes
out a
sense.
noodle and was like come over here, I'm gonna hit you. I was like, okay,
Well, that's a good
yeah.
one. I like that.
My mom will probably be so mad that these are the things I'm sharing. She'll be like, after all I've done for you. But
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, we're kind of sharing multiple humorous ones at least. Something else that I remember as a child really happening every day was every day when we sat down for family dinner, I would I always sat to the left of my mom, I think, and I'm right-handed. So when we sat down to eat dinner, I would always put my hand on my mom's shoulder and I would just leave it there the whole dinner.
That
And
drive
I
me
would
nuts.
oh, I'm sure it did drive my mom nuts. I'm pretty sure she got upset with me a few times for doing it. But my siblings would tease me relentlessly. And then I would eat dinner with my left hand.
Please tell me you were a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Like
when I was
really
like
young.
really little, probably like younger than 6. And that's how I did dinner every single day. That was my routine. I just put my hand on my mom. I don't know, I'm a mama's boy, I guess, and I just left it there the whole dinner and everybody teased me for it, but
You still mama's boy
well, my mom's the best, so but yeah, so that's a great memory, and I just think, wow, my mom is so patient and so loving between needing to use the bathroom, asking for permission, and my hand constantly being on her shoulder while she was trying to eat. Probably drove her insane, but
I would
after 8
smack you with
kids,
a spaghetti noodle.
stick
I would.
it right off
I'd be
your
like,
plate.
I'd be like, stop.
So that's a thing that I used to do to my mom, and she's so loving and patient. And thank you, mom. I love you.
And like if anyone knows my mom, you know that she's like really wise, that she just like knows things. And to this day, I think that my mom can read my mind
It's
because she
true.
just knows things that I'm like, I don't feel like I tell her, or maybe I'm just like really bad at lying, but I mean, that could also be it, I guess. But she like gives really, really good advice because she knows everything. Um, She knows everything. That's it. And so I remember I had quite a few lessons during my late childhood and adolescence where my mom taught me like life lessons really like kind of in funny ways, but they're ways that like totally stick with me. Like I remember she was telling me I was like 5th or 6th grade. And she was trying to talk to my brother about respecting women, and I was like so confused because I hadn't gotten the talk yet or whatever. And she was like, remember, your body is like a chocolate bar, and you will leave the chocolate bar in the wrapping. And she like had this elaborate like metaphor for like keeping your chocolate bar under wraps until it's the right time or whatever. And
Snack
she
time.
probably doesn't know that. I remember that. But
Huh.
that was one of the lessons she gave. Another one was she was giving me advice on what kind of man to marry. Me and my teenage sister. And I know she's so grateful.
Foreshadowing.
But she was like talking about how like the advice that she would give me about what kind of traits to look for or whatever, and at the time she was making dinner. Almost all of my memories of my mom include her making dinner. Um but she was chopping lettuce, and there was like some pieces, you know how lettuce had like you get the kind of wrinkly like dead lettuce
Yeah.
leaves. Well, she like I think someone else must have been making a salad and like had these little leaves of lettuce that were all like shriveled and gross. And she's like, just toss out the dead ones. And we were talking about like relationships, right? So I'm like, toss out the dead ones. And she was like, well, no, I'm talking about the lettuce. But I was like, no, that's really good advice. Like,
The
don't
dead ones.
don't date dead people.
Don't
Like,
date those shriveled up pieces of lettuce. Mm-mm.
like even now,
Wrinkly.
like you'll hear that at my house. Just toss out the dead ones. It was just like I remember she gave me life lessons in regard to like toast
Hmm.
and comparing like good toast to like burnt toast. Like there's a whole I need to write a book of like all the life lessons I learned from my mom.
I guess that our moms are food nurturers, but food nurturers in different ways.
My mom, I don't think well, I guess she nurtures through her food, but
By teaching you life lessons.
oh yeah. Okay,
And
I
then
get what you're saying,
my
yeah.
mom nurtures through food by like a bounteous amount of food. Yeah.
Yeah, every time you go
So
to Linda's house, she's always like, at least when we were teenagers, she's like, "Do you guys want a bowl of cereal or some chips or can I make you some dinner?"
yeah, she would always
And
make
we're
us
like,
cookies. And yeah,
we're good. Yeah, but
yeah,
it was always really nice. I mean, we were always hungry.
yeah, yeah, definitely teenagers. Um.
Yeah.
So my last memory I wanted to share about my mom is actually I don't know if I have ever told you this. I think I have. Um, the night before we got married. Me and her, not me. Yeah. The night before
What?
we got married. Um, it was like midnight, right? We had all gone to bed. My mom was in her bedroom. I was in my bedroom, and I was actually on a phone call with Caitlin while we were falling asleep. And my mom came and she knocked on my door.
I remember this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So my mom, she came and knocked on my door, and um, it's really sweet. So she came in my bedroom. I turned off the phone
I remember
because
that
I
part.
didn't want her to like wake up, but I guess she
No,
woke
I wasn't.
up. So she came in and she said that she couldn't sleep and that she needed to come talk to me before I got married. And so she just came and she kind of sat down on my bed and we gave each other a big hug. And she said how proud of me she was and
Mm.
basically told me a whole bunch of times that she loved me a lot. And we just kind of talked there for a minute about how everything was going and, if I was nervous and what was kind of going through our minds. And it was just really sweet, probably like 10 minutes of me and my mom being together for kind of like the last time before I left and was on my own for good. So that was a really sweet memory of my mom,
Mm.
and I love you, Mom. You're the best thing in the whole world, and happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. I'll let Caitlin tell a gushy story if she has one, but that was mine. I love you.
Mom, I love you so much. And I'm one-upping my husband. No, my mom isn't like super like lovey or huggy or anything, but if you need something done, my mom will do that thing.
Mm,
Like, if you need lunch made, my mom already has your brown paper bag in the fridge. She did that for me in high school, I don't know how many times. If you lock your keys in your car, mom will come pick you up from high school and help you unlock your car. That happened to me at least once. If you need to get checked out of school, mom will check you out of school
even if it isn't for a.
because you have senioritis. And if you need to plan a wedding, my mom will take the imaginative idea that I have and then painstakingly think out every aspect of that particular event. Like our whole wedding only worked out because my mom had like spent hours like thinking it all through, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
My mom's a planner too.
my I was just like I don't know. I just remember before we got married, like me and my mom went to IKEA. We spent like the whole day in IKEA, like looking at stuff. And we didn't end up buying anything at all. We just looked at stuff, and my mom was like, "Do you like this?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Do you like this?" And I'm like, "No." And I think she asked me if I liked like 8 million things, and I was like, "No." And finally, I like got to this display, the sort of display we had at our wedding with the big wood beams and like the fabric
Yeah.
back. So we got to this display in IKEA that was similar, and I was like, this is what I want." And like, moms might, I mean, moms in general might be like, so out of all the things in IKEA you want this display that is not for sale. But my mom was like, well, if we got such and such kind of wood, it would be about this much money, and I would wonder if we'd have to paint it or not. We could probably get it at Home Depot, and like was already like planning it out. And thus, my wedding was my dream come true wedding because she just takes care of things. That's my favorite thing about my mom. Other than the fact that she knows everything, is that she knows what to do. The
No.
things that I don't know. The two weaknesses I have, my mom is like way on top of it. So I love you, Mom. You're great.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
we love you guys. You guys are the best. Um, you're so selfless and loving and charitable. And to end, before we end, actually, we would like to wish you Happy Mother's Day in like 10 different languages. So, we'll do our best.
Yeah, so these have like pronunciations. I guess we'll say what language we're supposedly speaking and try
Yeah.
not to offend anyone.
So, if any of you are of different uh, nationality, please don't be offended by our terrible pronunciation.
I don't think we have any viewers that aren't related to us, so
Yeah.
it's probably fine. But
I should just get my Brazil one out of the way. Feliz Dia das Mães,
Feliz Dia de las Madres. That's Spanish, and it's
Spanish and
better.
Portuguese. You wish.
Um, let's. Oh, here's one. This is Afrikaans, which I learned is a Dutch-based language.
Hmm.
Gelukkige Moedersdag.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to do Arabic, and that is Sarid Aida. There we go.
This is uh, supposedly Chinese. Jared, correct me. Muzzin Sheer Quailer. I don't know if that pronunciation
Yeah.
is correct, but that's
Ooh.
what's written.
Ooh, yeah, this one, check. This is interesting. He Fiac no neelepsike ne etchamatek. Matek. I bet that's mother. Um, so yeah, that's one.
Here's German. Schonen Mottartag. Sounds
That's cool.
German.
Gonna do it with a Filipino here. Maligaryang aro no maaina. Yeah.
Okay, one more. Um, oh, this is Irish. Lana mai ra ha sona ditch. Ditch? Ditch? That.
Yeah. Sweet. Um, so there you have it. Happy Mother's Day in
Happy
like
Mother's
8
Day.
different languages. That's great. And to finish off, we have this great joke here. It says, "Why is a computer so smart?
Why?
It listens to its motherboard." Happy Mother's Day,
Ah.
everybody. Have a good one. We
Sorry
love you,
this was so
moms.
long. I love you.
Bye.